Hello everyone, my name is Manaf Nafatah Ahmed. I'm from Yemen. I have applied for the master's degree in Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship for the year 2021 and 2022. I have applied for two universities, which are BME and Stipendium. The entrance examination for the master's degree at BME was two exams, and they were written exam and oral exam. In the oral exam, I recorded a video in which I answered 5 questions about my introduction, about myself, why I choose BME, and why did I choose Hungary as my preference country, and some basic questions. And the second type of entrance exam at BME was a written exam, and it was about the basics of mechanical engineering in a bachelor's degree that I took in my previous study. My second preference was Stipendium University, and the entrance exam in Stipendium University was just oral exam, and I was met by 2 members of the committee. They asked me within 8 minutes about myself and why did I choose Stipendium, and some basic questions about my thesis, what about the topic of my thesis, and why did I choose that thesis. And finally, they asked me why did I choose Hungary as my preference country. That's it for Stipendium. I got accepted from both universities. However, my first choice was BME. That's why I chose BME, and I was selected by BME. Thank you for your listening.
So once you get nominated, I believe that you are supposed to take a test depending on your major. So in my case, I took International Business Economics, and I had to take a mathematics test for one school, and for another school I had to take a mathematics test and also an interview. So it depends on your major whether you will be requiring a test. So I think for one of the universities I applied to, for the international relations major, you just needed an interview. So be sure you know what test you're going to take before you apply. So for example, there might be some people around the world that want to be a biology major, but they do not have a science background. So meaning in high school, they just did humanities, which sometimes is the case for Japanese high schools. For Japanese high schools, I'm just gonna give you an example. There's something called bunke and rike. So rike is like more sciencey, and then bunke is more like just Japanese language, English, history, so that kind of course. There's some courses like that. And then, so there are some people, I also wanted to take biology first, but I found out about the tests and I do not have a science background, so I gave up on being a biology major for university and then just focused on international business economics. So people who are like me and they are basically more centered on humanities during high school, then don't take any sciencey majors, because there's going to be a test, and if you fail that, you won't get conditionally acceptable the status. So yeah, that's just some advice. I think it's best not just to focus on the things that you are good at rather than trying something new, because I don't think it's easy to change your major, but that depends on every school. So yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, this is your interview regarding your application to the Faculty of Health Sciences of the University of Page. Can we begin the interview?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I can do nothing. So, this is your interview regarding your application to the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Page. Can we start the interview?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so please introduce yourself.
My name is Muhammad Imran Hussain. I did my secondary school certificate from Cantonment High School, and then I did 2 years job in a medical diagnostic center, and then completed my diploma from Institute of Health Technology in Bangladesh, and then I'm now applying for my higher education and bachelor in nursing from the University of Paris. And
why did you choose bachelor in nursing?
Because I did a diploma in medical assistant training course, so my subject is more relevant with bachelor of nursing. That's why nursing is will be more affordable and easy for me.
Okay. And is it already a specialty in nursing which would be a very interesting one for you? What you would choose?
Oh yeah, it's interesting for me because when my previous studies, there's some subject like community medical health and basic surgery, gynecology and obstetrics, and all these subjects are more relevant with nursing subject which I will studying in nursing. That's why I'm more interested about nursing.
Okay. How can you imagine yourself in 10 years? What are you doing? Where are you living? What plans do you have?
After confirmation of my admission, I will hire my accommodation if it will possible from university dormitories. Otherwise, I will take apartment from another out of university.
Okay, no. My question is not regarding to that. How can you imagine your future in 10 years after your graduation? What are you doing? Where are you living? So what plans do you have in the next 10 for the next 10 years?
Okay, I think here is some network problem. I can't hear it clearly. Please repeat this question once again.
So,
if you don't mind.
What are your plans?
Yeah.
How can you imagine yourself in 10 years after your graduation, after you finished your education as bachelor in nursing?
Yes.
What do you think? What will you do in 10 years? Where are you living? What are you working? And so on.
Okay. After completing my bachelor, I want to complete my MSc also in nursing. Because I want to mention you one thing that in our country there is nurses are more in our country, but not enough qualified nurses in our country. And one thing I also mentioned you that my grandfather was died in lack of treatment because he was living in a rural place. At that time there was no enough doctors and no enough qualified nurses. That's why I want to complete my bachelor and also MSc from this subject, and I will come back to my country. Will serve for the poor and will serve in the rural areas in my country.
Okay. So,
Hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, I think that your microphone something is wrong with your microphone because I can barely hear you. Can you speak a bit louder?
Okay, I am speaking a bit louder. I try to speak a bit louder. Would you hear me right now?
Sorry?
Would you hear me right now?
I don't understand, I'm sorry.
Would you hear me right now?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to this short interview organized by the Faculty of Informatics of Eötvös University. This will take about like 5 minutes, and first please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you for welcoming me. Okay, would you please repeat it again?
So please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Shoful Islam Ridoy. You can call me Ridoy. I'm from Bangladesh. I'm from a city called Kumilla, which is a very prominent and famous city of Bangladesh. I'm a student. I have obtained my high school certificate in 2016 from science faculty with a very good mark. I have got 4.58 from out of 5, and I am very keen to meet new people and want to learn new things. I'm very curious about knowledge and always seek for knowledge. I am a I am from a nuclear family. My my father is a businessman and my mother is a housewife. My father is a he deals with various business such as fisheries, which is a very profitable business, and my mother is a housewife who works in the house. She is a very pious and good human being. I have three siblings, including me.
Okay. So sorry to interrupt. My next question is that what are your hobbies?
Hello, could you please repeat it?
What are your hobbies?
Okay. Well, this is a very interesting thing to discuss. I always like to discuss this matter with my friends and colleagues. My interesting hobbies is to play soccer. You know, it is called football in Bangladesh, and several countries it calls soccer. For instance, in Brazil it calls soccer. I always I would like to play soccer with my friend. Whenever I get free times in my spare time, I always play football. And it is a game which is very attractive, and you know, it is a very competitive game all over the world. So this is my interest and hobbies. Apart of them,
Okay. Do you like movies, or do you prefer movies, or do you prefer reading?
yeah. Actually, I like instead of watching movies, I like to read. But sometimes I also see movies. Actually, from science fiction, from Hollywood, and sometimes I watch some Bollywood movies. But I like to read books.
Okay. And can you please choose a book and tell me the story of this book?
Okay. Actually, I have gone through so many books, but one I can mention one book which is which touched me very much, and it is from Paulo Coelho, the Brazilian writer, and it is adultery. Okay, I have learned so many things. Actually, it's a novel which is something lucrative, attractive, or something new to learn. So I have